Slanging what? Here we go.
Slanging yay, slanging yay, to get my pay.
No, I don't want to tag Kazim Rockman, so that must mean
That the show has started.
the Showtime and Kev podcast is live, ladies and gentlemen, down
Yes,
here
sir.
in scenic K-Town, Los Angeles. Kevin, if you would lower the volume, you don't have to stop it, but just lower the volume real quick so we can get your island intro in.
Now,
Please!
I got to turn the volume off because I have to concentrate.
Oh, sorry.
This takes a lot of concentration, people. Not anybody can do this. In the name of the one called Emperor Selassie, I conquering tribe of Judah, King of Kings and Santa Cruz Reggae Music Festival with the Ross Clatter going up in this piece. Order mercy. Brakashak, po, 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 yaga yo.
Mow, mow, mow. Thank you all for tuning in on Twitch, on Facebook, on whatever the hell else. We're gonna be on YouTube and SoundCloud. We actually are on Spotify and Apple Music. I'm so proud. The Showtime and Kev podcast. I am slacking on my Mac, and we will have our graphic up here in the middle between us pretty soon. But
Right.
other than that, we are live for another week.
just
Kev, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, man. And I just want to say thank you to all the people who have picked us up on Spotify. If you're looking at Spotify, it's Showtime ampersand Kev, not Showtime and Kev. So type in Showtime
I thought it was
ampersand.
Showtime in Kev, like with an N, like nigga. You know what I'm saying? Negroes.
Well, I think that
Niggas.
was the first cut, and then they all got embarrassed. So they're like, let's put an ampersand so we don't get sued.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, look us up on Spotify, Showtime ampersand Kev, and you'll see us. We have, I believe, like three episodes up there already. So
Yes,
yeah,
two or three. Either way, is plenty of time for you to enjoy what's going on. We look like
Right.
Cosby and Fat Albert. You can kiss my ass, Leon Gibson. Facebook is the one doing all the funny face jokes, okay?
right. Is Facebook turned to Twitch now? Are we gonna just get clowned by a bunch of like teenagers?
I don't know. We're going to get right into it, folks. We're not going to go with the elephant in the room right away. We're going to talk about something whimsical. Kevin, you have an issue with these Lime scooters all over the city. So what is the problem?
I'm just saying, look, bruh. I understand the hustle. I understand you getting across LA with your Lime scooter or your little whatever those scooters are called. But you cannot park your Lime scooter in a car parking space.
You do not get car privileges on a scooter that you rented.
Nah.
You do not get car privileges on a scooter, period.
Nah, look, I understand in LA everybody's trying to make themselves bigger than what they are, okay? But you don't get privileges. You're not that big, okay? You're a Lime scooter, okay? You're thinking way too much of yourself. And on top of that, have you ever tried to move a Lime scooter?
No.
Okay, I've had to move that.
I have yet to touch one yet because I'm an adult. I just haven't been able to bring myself to ride the scooter around town, man. I'm sorry.
I'm a grown-ass man. What am I doing?
I will take a digital taxi from a stranger.
Right.
Before I hop on a scooter. I don't know why.
I mean, what would your girl think of you if she saw you riding a scooter?
I don't know, but she was talking about like us riding it together, and I'm like, even though this is a heterosexual relationship, that is the gayest thing you've ever said to me.
Y'all holding on each other's backs like
that
this?
is just so wrong. Nah, the hell with that shit. Nah.
But check it though. So this idiot parked his Lime scooter in a parking space. So I'm like, nah, hell with that. I'm moving it.
Like in a regular,
like a regular grown ass man parking space.
For those of you that are tuning in from the Midwest, in actual cities and rural areas, or urban areas, you know, where black people live. Apparently, that's where urban comes from. I thought urban just meant city. But yeah, in the cities, parking is at a premium. If you're in the Bay, that shit does not exist. There are 4 million people in San Francisco. There are 3 parking spaces. That is it. So this fool took an actual parking space and put a Lime scooter there. That's not going. That doesn't fly.
So I jump out the car. I'm like, nah, you gonna learn today. So I pick up this Lime scooter and started moving it, and it started beeping and shaking, like there's some kind of like thing set up where they know.
They got the same thing on them as the shopping carts over at Ralph's.
Right. It's like
locks up on you.
Yeah, I was like, what? And I'm wrestling with this thing as it's beeping and shaking, and I'm
the police have been called.
And people are looking at me like I'm stealing this thing, and I'm like, bro, you see my car?
A rental scooter. Like
they'll leave they'll leave them shits outside. Who's gonna steal them? Like they're literally untethered. There's nothing to steal here.
That's like stealing an Uber. Like, yeah, there's tabs on that, bro.
Yeah, no. So I was moving the thing. People were looking at me like I was like, oh, the black dude is stealing a Lime scooter. Like, really, dog? You think I would steal?
Like, so you saying I don't have a debit card somewhere on Earth? Is that what you're trying to say?
What I'm gonna do? Just like take it out there, just like push pedaling it. Like, come on.
Oh my God. Yeah, I just don't get the whole scooter craze. Like, I get why kids like them. I feel like that would have came in handy when I was in high school and shit. Because I remember when I was in Hawaii on my senior trip, that shit was like $30 an hour.
Right.
So like just having like an app on my phone. Well, a phone would have been nice to exist when I was in high school.
Yeah,
that would have been dope.
When you in high school, they had pages. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly. Like I would have passed every class if I had something that was a calculator, the internet.
Right. Yeah, no, it wouldn't have happened. But now, I mean, now like people are riding them indoors. Somebody like rode one like into the airport the other day, and they're like, "Nah, you can't roll up in the LAX just like."
Please tell me they were towing like one of those carry-on bags
with the real carry-on. Got that girl in the back. Girl, we going on vacation. We just saving some money before we get there.
That is the cheapest Uber ever.
Just lime your
just
shit.
Liming it all the way there. How much is it per mile? Like, how much does that shit cost?
I have no idea.
I know because I'm an adult. I don't ride them shits yet.
Yeah.
I'm by USC, so they're everywhere. Like, they park them on my block. I just step over them. I don't want to do that.
Right.
I can't. I don't judge anybody for doing it unless you're over 30. Then stop.
If you're going from the
if you fall, I'm gonna laugh.
If you go from the dorm to your classroom, okay, fine, do that.
Yeah, exactly.
But if
like, if you're a teenager, please do it.
But if you're traveling to Chicago with your girl, get an Uber, dog. Come on.
Why is there a Lime scooter on the freeway?
I saw this dude doing Postmates on Lime, dude.
Wow. Well, that makes it. If he was downtown, that's a smart man right there. Like whatever the hourly is, he's probably like getting more things done.
Right. So it's like
all my comedian friends. If you're thinking about doing Postmates and Grubhub down there downtown, get a Lime. That's not a bad idea.
Unless you're over 30, in which case, really you should start like applying for better jobs.
Most of the comics I'm talking to that would take that advice already know what I'm talking about, and they're under 30. So there you go.
Right. 30 and over. Nah. Do you even have health insurance? You want to ride this death machine down in traffic? You hustling
way down the economy.
It's called hustling backwards, sir.
All right. Do you want to talk about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Kevin? Without any spoilers, because I haven't seen this movie. I like to do my marijuana movie reviews, so I can't give an accurate review if I haven't seen the movie. So please tell me your thoughts on the movie.
Okay,
I've heard everything about it, by the way. I've heard not everything, but I've heard like good things and bad things, and so I'm like, I'm really gonna have to watch this myself.
Yeah, you know what? By reading the reviews, you can see exactly who's kissing ass in Hollywood because that was not good. Like that was Tarantino's worst movie.
Interesting.
His worst. Like
that's saying something because Tarantino has a movie where a girl has a machine gun for her foot.
Right. I mean, no, this is not even funny. Like, there's a couple laughs here and there, but you just watching this dude just show off how much he knows about movies and spaghetti westerns. Like, there's scenes, like, you'll watch a scene, like, go on for 10 minutes, and then when you get to the end of it, you're like, oh, this is the point? I mean, really? If I wanted to see a bunch of white actors just do long scenes that have no point, I'd go to UCB Franklin.
Damn.
Okay?
That's cold. The groundlings.
I'd watch.
Call them all out.
Yeah, I'd watch improv. But this is not. I'm sitting there like after like hour 2, I was just watching my watch. Like, man, I want to text. I want to leave, but I have to wait to see the end. So it was not great. I think Brad Pitt was the only thing worth watching in the movie. Like, Brad Pitt is still the man. Like you can't like that dude is unflappable.
Not to digress, but Reggie says Lime scooters are fun. Downtown traffic kicks Lime's ass. Bitches get wet. I don't know if he's being sarcastic or not because that's just how text works. But I don't believe
bitches get wet.
No, I don't.
I don't. What
for a Lime scooter? Nah.
Reggie Matthews, you've been blocked and reported. Get off of our platform.
You ain't shit.
Now, the one last thing I want to say about
keep talking about
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is look. Everybody knows Quentin Tarantino has a foot fetish or whatever. Like he likes feet.
Everybody knows this?
Well, you didn't know this?
I didn't care to dive into that.
Well, you know it now.
There's a lot of information that I don't need in life, and that's definitely up there on the list.
Well, I'm sorry to have to put that information nugget in your brain and let it swirl around.
That explains a lot. That explains. Have you seen Jackie Brown, right?
Yeah, of course.
Remember that scene where the girl puts her pinky toe on Robert De Niro's drink?
Yeah.
I can tell he shot that like 17 times.
Yeah. No, I mean he has a scene in every movie where he has to have a foot there. But this was like peak white girl dirty feet on top of things movies. Exactly. I was like, this is not made for black people. Like we can't. Like every time she put a foot up on a couch or put it up on like the back of people's seats.
Girl, ain't you got your home training?
She get in the car, put her feet up on the dash. I'm like, I could just hear my mom in the back. Girl, get your nasty ass feet down from on top of it. We have no home training.
Damn.
So
I'm still tripping off the fact you said that it was Quentin Tarantino's worst movie. Because I'm like, now I'm
Right.
thinking, like, what is Quentin Tarantino's worst movie? And that reminds me of the question of the day. We're not doing it right now, but I just want to have everybody that's watching, I want to give you this to have it on your mind. The question of the day, who is the best/worst rapper turned actor in the game today? That's right. Best and worst. We need your votes. Please chime in. We need to hear this. Best and worst rapper.
Right. So start thinking about it right now. We'll get to it after this segment.
Yes. But back to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. How was did the whole what's his name? Brad Pitt and Leo thing work? Like was there like a
Yeah, I mean they had
so
good,
the whole plot was trash?
it was trash. It was I mean they had good chemistry, but there wasn't anything going on.
Okay.
I mean, I was kind of hoping, like, remember in Pulp Fiction how like suddenly some crazy shit would happen and it would just change the dynamic, and everybody's like, well, what the fuck's gonna happen next? It didn't go down like that. Like
So nothing happened with the Mansons and that whole clan?
nah, like the Mansons are kind of like a side story. They're not the main story. Right, so it kind of happens.
Spoiler, I guess. I don't know. Well, that's a question you're gonna have.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good shots of Westwood and parts of Hollywood and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool.
So the star of the movie is Los Angeles.
Right. It's kind of like La La Land without the music or the entertainment.
Damn.
Yeah. So I don't know what to tell you, man. Like people, I mean, like 2 hours in, I was done. I was like, there's nothing happening here. I don't understand like how he keeps getting to make these movies.
Because he's Hollywood royalty. Look at all the people that were in the damn movie.
Right. Oh, there are a couple good cameos in there. I won't spoil them, but yeah,
Okay.
there's definitely the diversity factor is like 0.00000 I think even the people in the kitchen were white. I mean, they
Damn.
just they whited it up, man. They made it as they went full.
So they went, okay, yeah. All right, moving on. So let's finally address the elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen. If you're here listening to this, that's wonderful because you're probably you're safe, you're someplace comfortable, and you're on your phone or you're on your computer, and there's not someone firing in your general direction, which is very much a real thing in America, depending on where you live. And we had two mass shootings.
Yo,
inside of 24 hours.
I was just writing about the
30 people died in two separate incidents. And I know that shit happens all over the country, this, that, and the other, and there's a lot of stuff we don't talk about, and you can call it out.
Dude, I was writing about the Gilroy
30
Garlic Festival
people
shooting.
in 24 hours.
I wrote all this stuff about the Gilroy Festival. It happened 6 days ago.
Yeah.
So I thought that was what we were going to talk about today.
And I left a comment on one of my friends' posts that I said, like, what do we, like, for those of the people that think more guns is the answer, like, why didn't anybody stop? If for those of the people that think this isn't the best time to say something, when is? And I said, when this happens in 2 weeks again, and it happened in less than a week, and it happened twice.
Yeah. I mean, I had to update. Like, I was writing this morning. I was like, oh, shit, I got to update this shit. Then I woke up, and I was like, there's another one? I mean, and here's the thing. It's the one in Gilroy, okay, some kid, 3 dead. We were like, okay, that's not too bad. But then El Paso.
That's part of the problem. It's like that's nothing. 3 dead. That's barely a mass shooting.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. That's the level we have reached in America to where we're like we're this numb to it to where 3 people die and it's like, oh, that's light work.
Yeah, okay. It could have been worse. And then this El Paso dude came up. He shot 20 people, dead and wounded
Shot
40.
them all.
And then this dude from Dayton, Ohio, he went into a bar at like 1:22 in the morning, killed 9 people, 27 wounded. And by the way, so let me lay this out for you. The Gilroy guy had an ASR-10. The El Paso guy had an AK-47. And the Dayton, Ohio dude had an AR-15. So,
Which are all guns you can get in the new Call of Duty. I'm assuming. I don't even know what an ASR is. I've never even seen that before. I'm like, shit.
Right.
I'm not like a gun. I'm half a gun guy. Like, I'm a digital gun guy. I play a bunch of video games, so I know there's a lot of truth in fiction. But there are actual people that like to go out and shoot a lot of guns, and that's cool if you're a responsible gun owner and shit.
Yeah,
but I don't get how
there's too many dumbasses in the world for that to be enough.
Yeah.
There's more dumbasses than responsible gun owners.
Yeah, like you
know
see-
the dude that sold the weapon to the Gilroy Garlic Festival guy. He was like, I hope that guy rots in hell. I never thought he was going to do that with a gun. Well, motherfucker, what do you think he was going to do with a gun? Golf?
Well, you're definitely gonna shoot something. That's the gun's only purpose is to shoot bullets. So are you either gonna be shooting at people or you're gonna be shooting for sport? People
Right.
make up all their different reasons for guns. I've been all over the spectrum on guns.
Right.
And
Did he ever own guns?
nah, specific for various reasons, but like my family definitely has own guns. And
Is your family a sports shooting kind of family?
we'll go with that.
He's like, I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of there's a lot of different reasons to own guns, and like if you live in a place where your life is in danger, I absolutely own a gun. But like shit, if you were in a situation where a dude was shooting, like there's 20 people getting shot, and you have one, then you could probably stop things. That's the rumor
Right,
of the good guy with the gun.
And that's the
But
complete,
that's not what usually happens.
not at all. And check this out. In Texas, in that Walmart, there were people that were
Kevin does have on a headband right now. It's a bandana, actually. He looks like he's in the background to Beat It.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to be an R&B singer after this. That's what I'm
Hey.
for. Yeah. But no, the whole rumor about a good guy with a gun or like people doing concealed carry to like deter people, that doesn't work because here's what happened. At that shooting in Walmart, people reported multiple people carrying guns. So there were people in the store with weapons. But as soon as that AK fire started coming down, they're like, ah, fuck that.
Because that's the best thing to do when someone's shooting at you is to get away.
Get the fuck out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
to not be in the path of the bullet is the best place to be when there's a shooting.
Yeah, that's how it works. Like that school that they shot up,
Think about it.
the school they shot up, there was an active police guard there, and that dude hid for 45 minutes. He got fired afterwards because I'm like, you supposed to rush in, and he's like, they don't pay me that much.
I understand.
Now I'm gonna take my retirement, thank you. So no, that shit don't work, man. I mean,
It really don't.
It was in Texas. Everybody's is open carry out
Everybody's
there.
packing in Texas.
Yeah, exactly. So don't give me that noise. I mean, you think these dudes who they never made it in playing sports. They never went to the army. Like all they have is their little gun that they play with their friends on the weekend. You think they have an ounce of
And
bravery
the
in
funny
them?
thing is, if you look at
They don't.
if you look at all three of the guys, the garlic festival shooter, the guy that shot up the Walmart, and the dude in Indiana or no Ohio, sorry.
Yeah.
They all kind of look like an ugly ass version of McLovin. Like they all have the same particular look, like an incel, plays Fortnite all day.
Right.
Dude spelled out like the dude that shot up El Paso spelled out Trump with his guns and put that shit on Twitter. I don't know how much more evidence you need
Yeah, I
to
saw that
what's
picture.
being what's stoking this whole thing.
Okay, just
But put your politics where you want. But that's the thing that's happening right now.
well, I'll
Like,
say two things about that. One, I checked Snopes, and he didn't actually post that, but he liked it off of his Twitter page.
okay. Well, then I'm sorry for spreading fake news.
Right.
That is actually a problem.
Yeah, so we have to check that. Number two,
Can I see your bottle opener again?
Number two, I would just like to say that this is getting to like Scooby-Doo mystery level of stupidity now. Like, I wonder what they were thinking about. I wonder who guided him. I wonder who influenced him. Dude, he literally spelled out the word Trump with assault rifles. Like, but this is Mr. Wilson pretending to be a ghost while keeping the ghost mask off. It's like,
And I would have gotten away if it wasn't for you meddling liberals.
exactly. I don't know, Scoop. What do you think it means? It's fucking
So,
Trump,
like,
you idiots.
I just want to know what the answer is. Like, I used to think like maybe we need better gun control laws, or maybe we need to take all guns away. I'm like, fuck it, let's give everybody guns, down to like a 6-year-old. He can handle a 22. Everybody gets a gun, so that way we can't say that you didn't try. And more guns is the answer, right?
Well, I don't think
That
that's the
can't
answer.
possibly go wrong,
Well,
right?
okay. Well, I'll tell you what's not the answer. What they were saying is mental health issues is what's the problem. And I was thinking, you've never heard any of these gun dudes propose mental health programs. Like you never heard a GOP senator go, well, the problem is really mental health, and therefore here's this mental health program that we're going to implement. Nah, they just like mental health piece.
Where's the Planned Parenthood for mental health? Like, where is that particular? Because we need that,
Right.
Like, it's funny because when they like to frame the question and shift it to like, oh, what about black-on-black crime and stuff in Chicago? Well, those people are definitely under a lot of PTSD. You see how fast they're getting shot out there?
Right.
Like, I mean, if you're going to pretend to care, let's do something about that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They don't. They just say some shit and then they move away You know
exactly.
But
It's
whereas
just
in,
to
whereas in,
deflect.
in Chicago, there's actual groups that are out there. Mothers Against Guns and
That's another
NAACP,
thing that was in the news. There was
know?
two mothers that normally stood on the corner out there, just kind of like as like their own neighborhood watch, and they got shot in a drive-by.
Right. In Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So normally
hard
like
out
there
there.
used to be rules to this shit, man. Like there's a lot of truth in fiction. The Wire, you didn't shoot on Sunday. You couldn't shoot at an old lady with a crown on Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no rules anymore. There's no honor among, like, there never was honor among thieves, but it's just like, come on, bro. Like, you shooting at old ladies now?
Yeah, but that's two separate groups, though. I mean, the one is like the gangster shit where everybody's like trying to shoot up everybody, and then there's this white supremacist shit where they're just like, okay, we read the manifesto. It's like step 1, read the manifesto. Step 2, get the gun. Step 3, go find some black people to shoot, or whatever. But this mental illness fig leaf they keep throwing out there. This fucking guy who he drove all the way from Dallas to El Paso to shoot Mexicans.
That's a long way. I'm not even from Texas, and I'll tell you, that's far.
That's 9 hours.
That's like driving from Sacramento to San Diego.
Right.
That's a long way to stay mad.
Right, exactly. So, I mean,
I would have listened to like 3 podcasts, went through like a whole old Tupac album, and still would have been like, you know what, man, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I stopped in L.A., got some In-N-Out, been like, you know what, eat a burrito. You know what, I ain't really that mad. Like, let them stay. But that's the thing, they're not mentally ill, man. They mad because of this white supremacist shit.
And speaking of white supremacist shit, I have a very radical idea. Since we're not going to do anything about the guns, we're never, ever going to do anything.
Hold on. Is this more radical than the suggestion you just gave, which is to give everybody a gun?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, we're never going to do anything about guns. If you have guns, if you're a gun collector, if you like to shoot, if you like to go out to the range or whatever, if you got tons of ammunition, you're good. No one is ever going to take your guns. More black people out there, if you're listening, please get more guns. Go get a gun. Because I hope you don't need to use it, but you know what I mean. Like,
black people do not go get guns, please.
No, get guns. Don't fire them unless absolutely necessary. But what I'm saying is, no one's ever going to take your gun. So I suggest, since it's overwhelmingly white males, not women, not children. Well, yeah, children, but white males between like 19 and 75 that are shooting up schools. Maybe we should start doing some kind of test or some kind of limit on how many white males we allow in America. We need to have like one white male policy like we used to have they used to have in China with women. Like we got to limit the amount of Kyles, Connors, and Todds that are being allowed in America for our own safety.
The views endorsed by Cory Robinson does not necessarily reflect
the first time
Showtime.
I got to use that.
Not necessarily reflect the Showtime and Kev podcast.
Oh, so now you realize that is more drastic than the one that I just.
Oh yeah. I mean, you talking about we're going to deport them back to Denmark?
Sorry, Jeff, you got to go back to England.
Right. I mean, you're really proud of your Irish roots. Have you been there? Would you like to go?
There's so much Guinness. There's so much Jameson. Yeah. You'll have a ball.
Yeah, there's no weapons there either.
Yeah. Well, if we're not going to take away the weapons, we got to take away the gunmen then, right?
Well, yeah, but you're asking the
Kevin is an immigrant. Kevin is black and from Trinidad and Tobago. He has no dog in this fight. He's like, you know what? That's how serious this shit is.
You're asking the cat to bell itself. Mm-hmm. That's never worked. Even that's the reason they wrote that little children's story. The cats never bell themselves.
Yeah, that's like when the police have to monitor them, when there's an internal investigation of the police, from the police, by the police.
Right. But without any subpoena powers, you can't compel anybody to testify.
No, I totally understand. It's a bad. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to change. But I'm just making suggestions. If anyone has any ideas, please let me know.
If you're gonna deport white
12
people,
12 gauge shotguns are on sale at Bass Pro Shop for $300.
Yeah.
That's it was funny because I saw one of my buddies, I think it was Todd Larson, he had a post about it shouldn't be as easy to get a gun as it is to get a mattress. And then someone posted don't be silly. It's way easier to get a gun than a mattress.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's way easier to get anything. I mean, guns are the easiest thing to get in the world. I mean, that kid that shot up the Garlic Festival, he went to Nevada, bought the gun, drove it back to California, which it's banned in California. That type of gun.
Did he go to Reno or something like that? That's the closest place into Gilroy.
I would imagine it's Reno. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, it's easy, and he's 19.
Yeah,
it's like the kid doesn't even have like facial hair.
I mean, if you're 18, you can go to shit. If you're 17 and a half, you can go to war. So if you're 18, you can own a gun. It's funny that we love guns so much. We love guns and fireworks so much. We'll let you have guns and explosives before you can drink, which is probably smart. But
yeah, you don't want them at the same time.
Yeah, you really don't. You really don't.
Like you're 18, here you go.
Yeah.
Here's a gun.
Let's limit the amount of drugs and arsenal you can have at the same time. But what is the answer? What do we do? Because this is the only developed nation where we have that problem. Is it because we have so many guns? Is it because we have a culture? I don't think it's the culture, because everybody else has the same access to the media, to the video games, to the music.
Well, I think it's just
to the mental health problems and mental health. They have better access to mental health care.
Well, it's just the money. I mean, New Zealand had the same problem. They literally had a mass shooting and said, okay, that's it. Nobody gets a gun. And they took back all the guns.
And they haven't had a mass shooting.
Yeah, since, because it's hard to shoot people when you ain't got no fucking guns.
And people are like, well, then mass stabbings will go up. And as a big man, I'm like, fuck it.
Well, you do take a couple?
I will take my chances in a stabbing.
Bro, no disrespect. I'm definitely pushing you in the way.
I understand.
You already volunteered.
If it's a 4-inch blade, he's not going to hit anything vital.
Right. I'm still third world skinny, so yeah, that's not a good idea. But you brought
that would kill you.
But you brought up video games. I wanted to put this on you because I know you're a big video game,
huge,
avid video.
We're on
game
Twitch
player.
Right now.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And after this, you're gonna go play video games on Twitch.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So Kevin McCarthy, he's a GOP House Minority Leader. He said that video games was really the reason for the last 2 sets of shootings, which means that you, Cory, are the next mass shooter.
Yeah, in Call of Duty. I only shoot people in digital form where I can get a fucking kill streak after that. Like, if that was the case, remember when Mortal Kombat came out in like 92, 93, something like that back in the day?
Yeah, parents were mortified.
Yeah, but nobody was ripping anybody's fucking skull out. Nobody was pulling their spine out of their heads. Nobody was kicking half your torso off and ripping your heart out of your chest while still beating. None of that shit was happening.
Mike Tyson tried. That's the only guy.
He tried to bite someone's ear. That's the amount of damage. He bit someone's ear in a boxing match.
No. Before
his
that,
job was to knock somebody out, and he bit his ear. And you're mad?
No. Take that back, because this is before the ear biting. They were asking him in the 90s, like when he was boxing, what he was thinking about. And he would say things like, I'm trying to knock his head so hard that it falls off of his neck and rolls down onto the canvas.
I would love to hear that in Mike's voice. Like, I'm going to knock his fucking head off his head so fucking fast. I mean, he's probably not going to be a guest on here. I would love to have him, because I want to go to his weed farm one day. I just want to go pruning.
As a side note, I've watched a couple of Mike Tyson interviews, and some of the stuff he says is so disturbing. Like, you just like, I don't want to be in a room with that guy.
We started off school shootings.
School shootings.
No, we started off with mass shootings, and now we're on Mike Tyson's weed farm. That's how things work, and he's not even high.
It kind of works.
But yeah, what is the answer?
So backtracking to the video game. So video games don't really cause anything. Obviously, it's people with cheap access to guns and politicians that don't want to change anything. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's really the difference, because New Zealand, they change things. Australia, they change things. But here we won't do it.
You know what's crazy? Canada has more guns than people too, and they don't really shoot anybody.
Right. Yeah.
Probably because they can get health care and shit. I don't know.
They're just not mad.
Where's Kat? She usually tunes in to give you shit about basketball. Where is she to tell us about guns out there?
I think the Canadians are just disgusted with us.
They're
like we've had enough.
I understand. You know what's funny? Like, you obviously been out of the country, but this is weird for me as an American. I've talked about this before. Like, when I leave the country, and like, people ask me questions as an American, which is something that never happens to me as a black man in America. When I'm in another country, people are like, as an American, how do you feel? Or whatever. Matter of fact, last time I was in Vegas, I was talking to this young lady, and she was like, she was from Britain. She was like, well, honestly, what do I have to worry about out here? Like, is it really as bad as I see on the news? And I was like, fuck.
Right.
She was on vacation for about a month out here. She was in Vegas, and she was going to like LA and then a couple other places. And she was like, am I safe?
Is she black British girl?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she's in trouble then. Because I'll tell you what, like black foreign people, we're not used to the dangers, so we'll go in the wrong places, or we'll assume we're safe when we're not. It's kind of like putting a penguin on the Serengeti. Like, the penguin's gonna walk up to a lion like, "Oh, this is nice," and all the other animals are like, "Yo, don't go there." Yeah, so I mean, they'll go into play. Oh, this is a nice country bar. We'll just go have a drink or two, and when everyone turns around and stares, they're like, "Oh, what's this about?"
Just thinking about that is like someone that likes to host. Like, you've been to like my house for a barbecue and shit. Like, I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to be happy. I want you to have what you need.
Right.
I'm a good host. As someone who's native to America, and I had a foreign person there visiting, to have to answer for that.
What do you tell her?
I was kind of at I honestly don't remember. I was really drunk.
In Vegas? No way.
Yeah, exactly. But I just I didn't really have much of an answer. I know that much because it was yeah, you're fine, most likely because as soon as they hear you, you're like, okay, you ain't from around here.
Right.
But at the same time, you're not at the first glance, you're not protected.
Right. Unless you're surrounded by white people. A lot of white British people saying very Britishy things.
Now, the odds of her getting into any problem, and I'm pretty sure, she is back in England. She's good. The odds of her having any problems were very small. But still, the fact that she was concerned,
right?
As an American, I was like, shit, that sucks.
Yeah, so that makes you feel bad about your country.
Yeah.
For me, because it's so he visited your house and they were talking about how dirty,
exactly.
dirty your plates
man,
were.
You gotta, man, there's dogs rolling around out here. And if I call the cops on them, someone might shoot me.
Right.
That's what you gotta worry about coming to my house for dinner.
Yeah, it's embarrassing to you. It's how do you feel proud of your country?
Yeah, exactly. When we go to the Olympics and all this other shit, USA, all this patriot pride and whatnot. How do you really feel when someone asks you as an American, how do you answer for this shit?
Right. And it's going to get even hotter now.
I didn't vote for this president. I didn't ask for it. I'm a black man in America. None of this shit was my fault. I didn't ask to fucking be here. My grandparents didn't ask to be here. But at the same time, I'm proud of where I'm from. I'm proud of who I am. And it still sucks to have to, what do you say to that?
Man. Well, I think the best response you could think of is look, it's just like any family you have, right? There's some relatives that you're well, yeah, you're cool with, and some relatives where you're yeah, we don't really go over to their house. We might send them a Christmas card or something, but we not really. And America's like that. It's a big family where some parts of the family are cool, and you want to be, and some parts of the family is you know what?
Hey man, just leave that back room alone. Man.
Yeah, we don't.
That's Uncle Johnny. We don't fuck with Uncle Johnny.
Yeah, exactly. Don't bring the kids around Uncle Johnny because you might touch him. Don't go over there. Uncle Ricky might shoot you. Don't give crackhead
Ricky.
Exactly. Don't give crackhead Amy any money. She's just gonna take it and spend it on crack. That's what America is. You just gotta
let's
deal with your
let's
family.
Move on to something more. No, actually, we probably gotta stay on this because we don't have too many other topics.
Yeah. I just wanted to say one more thing about the mass shootings, which by the way you're gonna have to account for now. It's summertime in LA. It's gonna be lots of tourists, so gonna be a lot of foreign people. Yeah. I would say the only winners in this situation are Amazon, Netflix, and Postmates.
Oh, that brings it back to that joke. Remember last week we were talking about that comedian, that Arab lady comedian that had the joke about XXX Sensation, whatever the hell his name.
Yeah, and then she had to go into hiding because it was a bad joke.
Yeah, because no, it wasn't a bad joke. It was a great joke. It was bad time. How was it bad time? The dude died a year ago. But it was the joke was, again, to bring it back up, she was there was a rapper named XXX and fill it in later. And he had $50,000 cash. He went to go buy a car, and someone shot him, and that's really sad. But that would also be a great commercial
for Postmates.
No, for Venmo.
Oh, Venmo, that's right. Yeah. That's
but yeah, now that you're not safe at a Walmart, you're not safe at a garlic festival, you're not safe at anywhere.
Right.
That joke still, you can use that joke again for Amazon, Postmates, for Grubhub.
I hope she brings that joke back and says, "See,
yeah,
I wasn't stupid. This was good.
Exactly. This is America. You know.
Yeah. So now, people genuinely don't want to go watch movies in theaters because they're afraid, on premiere night, some idiot's gonna bust in and shoot it up. You can't go to a Walmart. You can't really.
Well, you can. That's the thing. Back when George Bush was president, at that point, he would say, you got to go out and shop. You got to go do this, that, and the other. Otherwise, the terrorists win.
Oh.
But in this case, the terrorists, who have always been, but this case, the terrorists are random white dudes. So it can happen anywhere because what does America have? Plenty of.
Random white dudes.
Exactly. So you never know. Anybody can get it at any point in time.
Right.
And it's frustrating because you have to, as an American, and I like to travel, I like to leave the country, I like to meet people from all over. This is something that I have to answer for, whether I like it or not. It's something that I have to talk about. It's something that I have to like engage people with.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and you don't
Just like if you
there's no
meet
good
someone,
answer for it.
If you meet someone from Colombia, be like, hey, you got the hook up on that Yale, like, or whatever the hell weird stereotype your country has. That's our stereotype. Is like we're a violent, fucking weird, like we're half Spartan, half Walmart country.
Yeah. I mean, it's a harsh environment to live in, and the worst industrialized country to live in. It wasn't always like that.
It wasn't.
No, and that's why I'm here. Because
Is America great again?
I don't think it. Look, let's start from the back here. Like when my parents were coming up, like America was the place to go. I mean, that's why they wanted us to come here.
Yeah.
Because they're like, no, you're gonna have a life better than us, so we're gonna come to America. And now we're like, woo, can we get a refund?
No, you can't get.
Can I speak to the manager, please?
But you can always go back to Trinidad, and that is the thing that keeps a lot of people in America.
Right. Well, Trinidad has its problems now because there's a lot of Venezuelan refugees coming over. And that's all part of the whole. And you know why? Because the economy's failing. Because guess whose thumb is on the government? Yours.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I was trying to explain to people why would I come to live in America if America's doing so many terrible things all around the world? I'm like, well, would you rather live on Tatooine or in the Death Star? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you live on Tatooine, you're gonna get blown up anyway.
Tatooine didn't get blown up, did it?
Oh, sorry, Alderaan.
Yeah, Alderaan.
Would you rather live on the planet Alderaan or on the Death Star? Living in a third world country next to countries that keep getting fucked with by America is like living on planet Alderaan. Eventually you will get destroyed.
And I totally get that. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to be bullied or be the bully?
I don't want to be the bully. I just want to live.
Or do you want to be like behind the bully? Do you want to
Right.
be in the path of the bullies coming through, or do you want to just step to the side and not get fucked with?
Exactly. I'm not saying I want to join the evil empire. I'm just saying I want to rent a 2-bedroom apartment in the Death Star and mind my business.
I understand.
I mean, I don't have to be like out there shooting people. I just want to like have cable.
Let's bring it up for the last two topics. All right. We asked earlier, what is the best, worst
right.
rapper of in the game in Hollywood right now, and I believe my good buddy Reggie Matthews put it out there. Let me see.
Yeah, there's a lot of commentary.
Kevin, do you have? Oh, let's see. Best Will Smith, worst Diddy. He pulled off Monsters Ball and sucked every place else. I beg to differ about every place else, even though Diddy might be bad. He's not the worst. Diddy was great in Get Him to the Greek. That shit was hilarious.
Okay.
This is what pussy feels like in the 70s.
Right. Okay, well, I have best, worst, and I have a category called meh. They always play themselves.
Okay.
And I think Diddy falls in that category where
Always
he's
plays
like,
himself?
yeah, he plays himself.
Denzel Washington is the greatest actor in the world to play himself.
Yeah, but that's, I mean.
He even made Malcolm X seem like he was Malcolm X. Or Malcolm X was him.
right. He plays himself in the thing. But I mean,
Exactly.
all right. I'm gonna keep that category.
That is a talent in itself.
I'm gonna
Mark
keep.
Wahlberg is the best terrible actor that's ever lived. As far as bad actors are, he's the best.
Okay. I'll give you that there are people who somehow will the character into their own personality.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, for me, like the whole point of the topic, best rapper turned actor, is somebody who could like really get out of that.
Yes.
And it's not just I'm a rapper and I'm doing Shakespeare, or I'm a rapper, and I'm in Sleepless in Seattle. Like no, do some other stuff.
I'm listening.
So for me, like I feel like the best so far is Queen Latifah. I mean,
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. She's been
legit rapper.
Did she win an Oscar?
She was nominated for Chicago.
Ooh.
So that's big.
That's what that would be the movie I was thinking.
Right. So she's real. Like she actually she did the Bessie Smith story about a woman from the 1920s, a blues singer named Bessie Smith.
She crushed it in Set It Off.
Do you want to check Chaz Carter?
No. Chaz is like 120 pounds smaller than me. Chaz would be offended if I tagged him in this.
Chaz, like
we just both have dreads and a goatee. That's mean, Facebook. That's mean, and not mean for me. I take it as a compliment. That's mean to Chaz.
Chaz is in his summertime best right now. So he's like, "How dare you?"
I'm just living my best life.
Exactly.
But
No,
yeah.
okay. So Queen Latifah, Tupac definitely.
He's pretty good. Yeah.
Right. And I would put a question mark by Will Smith because, Will Smith crushed it in the movies, but as a rapper,
he's been great as an actor in movies. I question him as a rapper.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
he's been an actor way longer than he's been a rapper.
Exactly. That's why I put him in the question mark. I'm like, yo, I mean, you have to be like a decent rapper and then you switch lanes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
nobody's feeling millennial.
Yeah, that's true. Now, best rapper as far as like just playing themselves, Ice Cube.
That's true. That's true.
Ice Cube has been nothing but himself. He's one of the best writers, rappers turned writers of like movies and television that anybody's ever seen. 'Cause he's had a bunch of projects greenlit. He's had a bunch of movies. He's had movie franchises. He had like television series franchises off of his movies.
He's the point. He's actually put other rappers.
He's got his own basketball league that's basically a retirement home for the NBA, and I'm proud of him for that.
We should make that another topic. The big three.
Oh my God!
Why I can't stand to watch it.
I haven't been able to see it. Like, it comes on like ESPN on like Sunday afternoons or something. It comes on like the Ocho, right? I can't find it. It's like the big three is like WNBA. It's a little more popular, and I can't find the shit. What channel does it come on?
It shows up every once in a while.
I want to see Baron Davis, 72-year-old ass dunk on somebody.
It's like that dead spot.
Steven Jackson.
It's like
Matt Barnes.
You don't want to see it. It's that dead spot after the WNBA.
Lamar Odom.
Like somewhere between the WNBA and before the infomercials. They just kind of stick it in there. Like
you are a terrible person for that.
No, okay, so let's have another topic, Big Three, next week. We'll talk about it. I'll tell you why it's terrible.
Okay, but Ice Cube is the best rapper to play himself.
Okay.
My favorite rapper.
The second person, Redman and Method Man.
Playing themselves?
Yeah, playing themselves.
Fantastic. Yes. Method Man has made an entire acting career off of playing himself.
Right.
On The Wire and How High, various movies. He's never deviated. He's a good actor.
Yeah, Meth and Red. I mean, they're just there. Like they just keep the cameras on him and just move the scenery behind him into different things.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're in a dorm. Okay, no, you're in Baltimore. It's like.
Oh no! Here's the absolute, and this is gonna piss a lot of people off. Absolute best rapper playing himself, Eminem. He won an Oscar.
One movie though.
For what was not Lose Yourself? 8
Mile.
Mile.
8 Mile. Yeah.
Yeah, because the song won an Oscar, but that doesn't count because Juicy J and the 3 6 Mafia have an Oscar, and I love America specifically for that fact. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in, I don't care if you're listening, watching live. I want you to know this little tidbit of trivia: the 3 6 Mafia has an Oscar for best song.
Right.
For Whoop That Trick.
Yep. That's what
Juicy J, Project Pat. I don't even know the rest of them niggas. The 3 6 Mafia.
They're all working at a Foot Locker somewhere in the Midwest.
No, they're not. They are good. They're good because they won an Oscar for Whoop That Trick.
See, that was just public pressure. Like, the Oscars were getting too white, decided to swing for the fences for a black movie, and then they gave it to these dudes sipping on some scissor. Them dudes.
Terrence Howard is the best actor to play a rapper, though. That's for sure. Because Terrence Howard cannot rap. The funny thing is, if you know Terrence Howard as a person, that dude is the most bebop, R&B, or excuse me, like jazz. Like I think he plays like jazz.
He plays trumpet and all that shit.
Like that dude is a straight up like Mo Better Blues cat. So the fact that he can actually play hip hop like that, that was like he really had to work to do that role.
Yeah, that's a whole other category. Best actor to pretend to be a rapper.
Worst.
But hang on. I'll say this about Juicy J. I'm still not done with 3 6 Mafia. Look, Juicy J raps. Like remember when you were young, there were kids that didn't really know how to read that well, so they'd use their finger and they'd put their finger on every word to read. You say no to ratchet pussy, Juicy J can't.
I love Juicy J because Juicy J makes great music for when you want to just shut your brain off and just dance.
Right,
It's like
bands to make them dance, or if you're a stripper,
bands to make exactly. You don't have to
stripper
think.
Music.
When Juicy J comes on, your brain shuts off. You don't have to think. You just go on autopilot,
and you just start throwing ones in the air for some reason. That's just what happens.
Exactly.
So, what was your point you were going to get to?
Okay. I guess I was trying to think down the line. I guess this guy counts as best actor to play himself too, but like he's transferred the game so far. I want to put him in the best actor category. Ice-T. He always plays a cop, and the fact that he was a cold-blooded pimp, gangster, and rapper, he made a song that got him locked up by the FBI called "Fuck the Police." No, not "Fuck the Police." Cop Killer.
Right.
The FBI was on his ass. Dan Quayle was on his ass.
Right.
He plays a cop now.
Right.
That's gotta be the best.
Okay, that is a
That's
transfer.
gotta be the best.
I mean, he's not a
He's
good.
been a cop for 23 years on Law and Order.
He's not a good actor at all.
No, he's not. But
At all.
he's a cop now. So that's just
Okay.
from start to finish.
Right.
That's gotta be the best.
Okay, that's a
That's gotta
transformation.
be the best.
By the way, I was old enough to remember in the '90s when they had a protest about Ice-T's last record, and
Oh my
Ice-T
God.
pulled up on the protest.
Yes.
He pulled up.
He is
He
not
pulled
playing.
up. Like, what
Ice-T
y'all gonna say now? I'm here.
Ice-T is the realest motherfucker that's ever lived.
Have you ever heard of some
Ice-T,
shit like
Ice
that?
Cube, everybody but Vanilla Ice. If your name is
Oh,
Ice as a
but,
rapper, you are not fucking around.
Hang on. That is the okay. So the next part of this section is the worst rapper
Okay,
turned actor.
the
And-
worst?
And you mentioned the first one, Vanilla Ice.
Yes. I got another, but no, definitely worse than Vanilla Ice. I got a singer and a rapper. What song is this? Oh, okay, yeah. You guys can't hear this on my Facebook or on Twitch, but Kevin is playing Ice Ice Baby's instrumental right now, and I kind of want to stab him with this stylus.
Yeah, but we got to finish the show first.
But
no
we do,
stabbing.
yeah, I know, exactly. So I'm gonna just go ahead with my worst rapper turned actor, and there's so many to choose
A
from.
lot of people tried.
So many to choose from.
But hang on, before you jump into, are you also including things that are just essentially music videos like Belly?
No, that doesn't count.
I mean, it's a movie.
Because
It's
Belly
it's
is the
technically a
best thing
movie.
that DMX has ever done. There's so many bad performances in that fucking 2-hour music video.
Right.
But DMX is the best. That might actually be the best actor. I've never believed anything more than DMX in every role he's ever played. Because DMX has been in a role like, I just want some crack. And that is exactly what he's played in every role.
Right.
If he has to be a dramatic actor, if he has to be angry, if he has to be funny, if he has to be like if he has to be like an action hero, he somehow pulls that shit off better than Steven Seagal. So,
Okay, I'll add him to the category.
yes,
Best though.
he's up there. Now, worst, and the fact that they matter of fact, my worst are in the same movie franchise.
Okay.
I think that should probably give you a hint. And I love him as a rapper too. That's the thing. I love
Rapper turned and singer turned
as a
actor.
rapper and a singer. I love these guys both complete. Like in music, they're great. I have their albums.
Okay.
Ludacris is worst rapper. He's fucking terrible. Or excuse me, worst rapper turned actor. He's great. Like one of my favorite rappers. He's a fucking horrible actor.
I don't think he's that bad as an actor. I mean, given the material, Fast and Furious, what does he have to do in there? There's like
That's
nothing.
what I'm saying. He's the worst in the movie. Ving
Rames.
I can't even think straight. Vin fucking Diesel. I am Groot.
Right.
He
right.
can't outact I am Groot. The Rock is far and away the best actor in that whole fucking thing.
I don't know. I think Ludacris has some funny moments.
Even when Paul Walker, rest in peace, when he was still in the series, The Rock was the best actor in that. The Wrestler was the best actor in that movie series.
Yeah, but Luda wasn't like so bad. He just
Yes, he was.
Nah, like, he was
Ludacris
believable.
looked like he was reading off a teleprompter every single time.
look
He
at
broke the fourth wall. They couldn't edit it out.
But look at the material they gave him though. It was just such garbage. Like, well, how do you make that stick? I mean, I don't know. If you can stick the landing on, accelerate, we're gonna jump the train or whatever they make them say. Like, no.
Said he was. I disagree with you. He was great in traffic. No, he was terrible in traffic. He was ludicrous in traffic. He was being carried by an Oscar-worthy cast. You piece of shit. Thank you for turning my mic down. I get serious about this shit.
And he was also fairly decent in that movie we were just talking about. With
Traffic?
Yeah.
He was dreadful
No,
in
no,
Traffic.
not Traffic. Where 3 6 Mafia won an Oscar.
That's the movie I'm talking about. He had trouble playing a rapper.
Yeah,
I
okay.
didn't believe him drunk as fuck on the toilet.
I thought he was okay. Like,
That
I
nigga
thought
was terrible.
I thought he
I'm
was
sorry,
I thought
Luda.
he was
If
passable.
I ever meet you in life, I'm gonna be like, "Hey man, I love your albums. I hate your acting." I'm gonna be honest with you.
You know what? He
I'm gonna
didn't
tell you that right. To
No,
your
no,
face.
no. He didn't offend me. I thought he was okay. It wasn't terrific.
Horrible.
You know. I can't stand is Common. Common is a horribly wooden actor. He's
Common
the
is
worst.
one of those like terrible guys that stays in his. No, he doesn't stay in his typecast, but
No.
for whatever reason, it just works. Like he's one of those
Doesn't
guys.
work.
He gets carried by the cast every time. Like Queen Latifah.
Yeah, I mean when like I just watched The Hate You
He
Give.
made Keanu Reeves look like a good ass actor. In John Wick.
Keanu can shoot. What does Common do? I mean,
Keanu can actually shoot. He really can.
I mean, I was watching
Keanu Reeves is like a special ops soldier that we've accidentally trained.
Yeah. I'm scared of that guy.
Yeah.
But Common, like I was watching when the Hate You Gave, and it's like everything's going great. And then he shows up as a cop and he starts talking, and all you could hear is an IBM commercial.
Yeah.
You know, it's like fuck out of here,
Common's
dude.
pretty bad.
No, like he just
and,
stiffed up the place.
And I forgot to say, the worst singer turn actor is Tyrese. Oh my God, he acted like there's nothing he's been in that's better than the commercial he's got his break from. He's fucking terrible. He's terrible in Transformers. He's terrible in all the Fast and Furious movies. He was terrible in Baby Boy. Yeah, I said it.
Okay.
Come for me, Black Twitter. I don't give a fuck. He was terrible in Baby Boy.
I'll grant you that, but I'm afraid you are wrong, sir. The worst singer turned actor, I give you 2 words, Mariah Carey.
Touche. I concede. I concede that right there. I'm not even gonna argue that shit.
If you want to argue with me about that,
is definitely garbage truck juice. Mariah Carey is the worst.
if you want to argue with me about that, I will meet you outside in 10 minutes.
I'm not gonna argue because, let me tell you something, America. If you do argue that and fight Kevin over that, you're fighting for Mariah Carey being a good actress. Fuck you. No.
Yeah, you have to deal with yourself after that.
No.
You got to look your kids
You know
in the
how
face.
bad it is to make Nick Cannon look good? No. That's terrible.
You know, I didn't even
like
bring
terrible.
up Nick Cannon because we're like, he's barely an actor.
Yeah,
Like,
but he
doesn't
can,
count.
he does so many things. It's not even fair.
Oh snap! Katlina's in the building. What's up,
Hey,
Kat?
Cat. Hey, we got some Canadian Canadian gun questions for you. Why do you guys have so many guns in half our crime? What's going on? Is it all because you're all too busy watching hockey? How's it working? It's because you eat the gravy on your fries and you're too tired, right?
I think they're just happy. They don't have problems.
Yeah,
You know?
they don't have problems. It's cold as fuck. That's
Yeah.
one of the problems.
Free healthcare, man.
Christopher Williams was terrible in New Jack City.
Um,
Oh yeah, isn't he like Color Me Bad or something like that?
no. He was on the soundtrack, and he had that song "Don't Wake Me, I'm Dreaming." He's a solo artist.
What was his name though? He wasn't Christopher Williams. He was like,
Oh, Kareem from the bank.
yeah, I know, but was he on there as Christopher Williams, or was there like, is he part of a band? Was it like,
No, he was a solo artist.
okay,
Yeah, people mix me up with "Color Me Bad" because "Color Me Bad" was on the soundtrack with Christopher Williams, and those are the 2 biggest songs that came out of that.
one of them beige motherfucking groups?
Yeah, that was a different era, man. Early '90s,
Yes, the early '90s were crazy, man.
man. So we've run through.
We've run through a lot of things. We've talked about. We haven't even talked about. You want to talk about the Lakers Clippers Christmas Day game?
Yeah,
right?
as a cap, let's just end with that, because it's like a quick thing. So the NBA schedule just came out, and they always put out the Christmas Day games. And up until the last couple of years, every Christmas Day was always the Warriors playing somebody, because that was like what everybody wanted
for like
to see.
5 years they were the
This
best
is the
team or
first
something.
year in 5 years the Warriors are not on a Christmas game.
It's
Fuck
not-
y'all.
It's
What's
not
up
the
with
first.
that?
It's not the first time the Lakers are
That
on a
is
Christmas game in
disrespect.
5 years.
Disrespect.
We always play on Christmas, baby.
Disrespect. How
Even
dare
when
you?
we're bad, we play on Christmas.
How dare you?
There's
This is
nothing to dare.
disrespectful.
Nobody cares, man.
Disrespect.
Y'all are gonna be injured going into that game. Just calm down. Cool your jets. This is business, bro.
That is so. I cannot look.
Play some music while you over there mad. Stop being upset.
Well, okay, I'm gonna let it go for a second. But okay, so Christmas Day, the big marquee game is the Lakers versus Clippers.
Yes.
How you feel about that?
I want to try and get tickets to that shit. That's gonna be fun.
Oh damn, you think we
This is
can go?
the first time in human history that the Lakers Clippers is gonna be a marquee game.
Right.
And it's not just like it's gonna be a fucking barn burner. Like
Yeah,
you want to watch that shit.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a beatdown.
Nah, it's gonna be a game. Like this is gonna be like two. This is gonna be 2 gruesome twosomes, 2 pretty good benches, 2 good
Right.
coaches. This is gonna be a really good situation.
If I'm in LA on Christmas, I might try to peep that. You know.
I'm gonna try and go too. I'm pretty sure. I live right next to the place. I'm gonna try to just
Right.
like scalp some tickets or something. That's gonna be my Christmas gift.
Come on, man.
If anybody's watching, I'd like to set up a GoFundMe to send me to the Lakers Clippers game.
Yeah, that's
We'll put Kevin in the Clippers jersey.
No. No, people, he really needs this Lakers game. They've been suffering for such a long time. Look at his face. Look at his face. This man is aged They haven't made the playoffs.
Kevin,
they didn't make the playoffs.
you realize I grew up watching more championships than you guys have even been to, right?
Please Venmo this man money. His body will fail him.
You keep you Warriors fans. This is so cute. You're just like, oh my god, he's suffering. Like, no, this is we're due. We've been so good for so long. This shit happens. You'll see.
I don't know, man. LeBron's gonna tear a groin. Anthony Davis is gonna fall
over
apart
here
by
wishing
Christmas.
Injuries. That's how I know you didn't play basketball, because you're over here wishing injuries.
I'm not
on
wishing.
people.
I'm just saying this is what happens, man.
No, it's not. That's what happened last year. It's not going to happen this year.
Anthony Davis is going to twist his ankle on opening night.
What if Steph Curry fucks up his ankle opening night? How you going to feel if I said that and that happens?
Steph Curry has so many ankle braces on. That's never going to happen.
But never?
Never.
Why do you think he has all those ankle braces on, Kevin?
Because he used to roll it all the time. And people were like, well, they fucked up. They should keep Monta Ellis. I remember that talk with
I do remember that. And not very much. That's not going to, nobody's doing that shit anymore.
Where's Monta at now?
He's not in the league.
Here's
something. Here's something we can
three.
talk about. Here's something we can talk about. Another question of the day: is Melo being blackballed? I don't think so. People are of the contrary belief. Kevin, what do you think? Is Melo being blackballed? He's not on the roster right now. Chandler Parsons is. How do you feel? Jeremy Lin isn't either, so remember that.
Well, look, I'm not a big basketball stats guy, but I did look this up at basketballreference.com, and the Rockets were giving up 119 points per game when Melo was on the floor. They were giving up 107 when he was sitting.
Damn.
Yeah. 119 points.
So they're 12 points better when he's not involved in the game.
Exactly.
whatsoever.
They're giving up ABA numbers.
Damn.
when he's on the floor.
And that was the last team that he was on. And also, that was the third team he was on that season.
Right. I mean, basically,
or third team he was on in like 2 seasons or something like that. There was a bunch of turnaround, and then he got dropped. So, I can
basically,
understand...
what they're seeing is his problem is, number one, he takes too many tough shots, which you can't make anymore. Yeah. And number two, and this is the worst part, he is a total liability on defense.
Yes,
like he's a turnstile.
Well,
there's nothing there.
Here's the thing. Here's why it didn't work in Houston. Because Melo, when he's not shooting missing threes, he's usually like a back him down, turn around jumper in the post type guy. And a mid-range jump shot is all but gone in today's NBA, especially on the Rockets.
On the Rockets, yeah.
You get benched immediately if you take mid-range jump shots in D'Antoni's offense.
Right.
So that shit just straight up didn't work. Plus, he doesn't play defense. D'Antoni doesn't play defense. It's not a big deal. But it's way more glaring when you're missing mid-range shots, and then you're not doing shit on defense.
I think Melo should go to the big three. That's because that's how they play. No defense.
Or go to
just
China,
chucking
go
up
to
bullshit
Turkey.
shots.
He can go wherever he wants and still play. That's the crazy thing. So it's like if you're being blackballed from the NBA, it's not like you can't go somewhere and play basketball and make money.
Right.
But the fact that
do you want to go to Turkey?
No, I don't care. Like if
I
get paid millions of dollars to go to Turkey for a few months, yes, I'll go to Turkey. I would go to Turkey for vacation if someone paid for me.
Man, you get sick of the food after a month, and you'd be
probably
you'd be dying for a McDonald's.
Probably, but if I'm getting paid millions of dollars, I know there's a McDonald's in Turkey.
Do you think a Turkish McDonald's is real McDonald's?
It's better than the real McDonald's.
It's like what this?
I guarantee Turkish food has got a better standard than we do.
You can order Turkish McDonald's, you get falafels or something, man.
Yeah, and that will probably still work. I'm just saying he would be in better shape than he would be if he was going to regular McDonald's in America. All right.
Do you think Melo cares about his shape? Have you seen that man?
He cares about his mustache. All right, we got to wrap this thing up. Is there anything you want to say, Kevin? Is there anything you want to plug? We may be having a guest next week. I'm not sure. That's a nice little tease for y'all. We may have a very special comedic guest on the dais here in the Showtime and Kev podcast. Kevin, do you have anything you want to plug? Sorry.
No, nothing really going on. There'll be some maybe a little some vacation time things where we might try to do the show like home and away. So we're gonna try to do some split screen stuff, and that'll be fun.
It'll be like a part in the PTI type of deal.
Right, exactly. So that's coming up. But yeah, that's it for us. Thanks for watching. And like I said, catch us on Spotify. If you look us up on Spotify, it's Showtime ampersand Kev, not Showtime and Kev. So check us out on Spotify.
And if you look on Apple Music and YouTube, it's probably Showtime and Kiv. If it's different, let me know. Thank you all for tuning in. Y'all ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell off of our internet and our Wi-Fi because, people are watching. Thank you so much. God bless you. Good night.
All right, peace out.